7th grade, lesson 74. This is on fractional part of a number, part 2. Okay? So, here's what it says. What fraction of 56 is 42? Now, it's very, very, very important that you see this right here. What fraction of 56 is 42? So are they wanting just a number? No, they're wanting a fraction. So for this, a lot of times we put an X or an N. I'm going to put an F and show, maybe like FF to show that it's a fraction. Okay? Now, what fraction of, what does of mean in math?
Times.
56, what is equal, equals 42. So this says blank times 56 equals 42. Okay?
It's multiplication then, right?
If we're trying to get this FF, figure out the answer to that. You staying with me? Then I'm wanting to know what times this will equal this. Okay, so I'm going to teach you a trick. Since this says times 56, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to square this just to show you, highlight it. Did you know I can bring it across the equal line? Equals to get this all by itself, this FF. I can take this times 56 and bring it across the equal sign. But there's a rule. It says times 56. What is the opposite of multiplying?
Subtraction.
Dividing.
Subtraction, right?
Now that's adding. Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. Okay? So the opposite of multiplication is division. So, if I have this times 56, and I move it across the equal sign, this times 56 becomes divided by 56. Do you see that? Mm-hmm. Times 56, when I move it across the equal sign and get rid of it, becomes divided by 56. So now, I get the F by itself for fraction. I'm just going to make it an F. I like working with just F. Fraction. The fraction equals 42 over 56. Now, that will reduce. 6 will go into both of them. 6 times 7, 6 times 8, 56. Fraction is 7/8. Feel like you understand it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good stuff. Now, 8 times 7 is 56. 7 times 6. 8 times 7 is 56. 7 times 6. I wrote that wrong. 7 will go into 56 8 times. 7 will go into 42 6 times. I know, I was like, something doesn't look right. Okay, and then that will reduce. The fraction will then be 2 will go into 6 3 times. 2 will go into 8 4 times. Final answer is 3/4. So, is that in a fraction form? Yes. Then we know what fraction? 3/4. 3/4 of 56 is 42. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's try another one. See if you can help me. Okay? 75 is what decimal part of 20? All right, so help me out. 75
Equals.
is what decimal? I'm going to put a D and put a period to show me that I'm going to do a decimal number. Of 20. Got it? Does that look right? Okay, now, we're trying to get the D by itself so that we can see D equals this. So, what else is with my D? Times 20. If I want to get rid of that, can I move it across the equal sign and do something with it?
Yeah.
Yes. But since this says times 20, if I move it across the equal sign, what happens to it? Divided by 20. The opposite of times is divide. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, now it's saying D equals 75 over 20. Well, are we wanting a fraction?
No.
No, otherwise this is a good fraction. We've got it. We just have to reduce it. What are we wanting?
Decimal.
Decimal. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this 75 divided by 20, and then I go 20 into 75 3 times. that gives me 60, 15, add a 0, bring it down. 2 will go into that, 7 times 140, that brings down another 0, 2 will go into that 5 times, and that equals out. Pull up my 0 point, and look what I get. 3.75. Do I have a decimal number? D equals 3.75. That's my decimal number. You feel like you understand it?
Yeah.
Now, if it said fraction, that's my fraction, and I would reduce it. So let's pretend like it said fraction. We've had an F here. Then what would I do? I would say,
You'd divide it, wouldn't you?
well, I could, well, yeah, you could, and you could just, instead of doing decimals, you can make it a mixed number. You want to do that? Okay, let's try that. So then 20 times 3 would be 60, and I would get 15. And so what would happen to that? This would come up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over 20. Will that reduce?
Mm-hmm.
5 will go into what? 5 will go into 15. 3 times, 5 will go into 20. 4 times, and then I have my 3. So that would be if it was an F. You got it? Okay, last problem. And I'm going to let you tell me what to do this whole time. Ready? 3/4 of what number is, I'm running out of room, 60? How do I write it?
3/4 times n equals 60.
Yes, very good. Now, we're just wanting a normal number. Great. Okay, so there's 2 ways to do this. Do you already know what 3/4 is as a decimal number?
3.4
This would be like quarters.
or 0.34.
Think about 4 quarters, and I had 3 of them. 75 cents, right?
Yeah. So it'd be
So 0.75. Okay, but some people just don't know that, which is fine. Okay, so let's go and figure this out. So if I want to get this n by itself and get rid of this, how can I get rid of it?
You moved it to the 60.
Yes, move it to the other side. So instead of it saying times 3/4, we're going to
Move it. What do you mean?
times 3/4
A divide?
divided by 3/4. Now that looks weird. Do you see that looks weird? So guess how I'm going to write it? 60 divided by 3/4. Does that look better? Because I can put 60 over 1 divided by 3/4. Does that look better to you? I think it looks better too. Okay? So now, can I divide fractions? No. What do I have to do to
You have
this?
to multiply it by the reciprocal.
Very good. So I change this to times, and then what happens to this?
4/3.
4 over 3. Excellent job. 4 over 3. Okay? Can I cancel out or reduce any of these?
60 and 3 maybe.
3 will go into 60, 20. 3 will go into 3 one time. So, 20 times 4, 80. 80 over 1, which is 80. And we're wanting a number? We have a number. Is that correct? Yes, it is! Okay, great. Alright? You feel like you understand it? Pretty good? That's lesson 74.